Hey there, you ever get tired of thinking about English verb tenses like they're just a bunch of boring grammar rules? Yeah, me too. So let's just forget all that. Today, we're going to treat them for what they really are, the control panel to your very own language time machine, a way for you to jump from the past to the future with total precision and power. I mean, think about it for a second. I walked to the store versus I was walking to the store. They're both about the past, right? But they paint two totally different pictures in your head, don't they? One feels finished. The other feels like, well, like something was about to happen. Getting this difference right is the key to telling a great story, and it's so much easier than you think. And that's the whole secret right there. The difference is all about time and how we choose to talk about it. See, every single tense gives you a different lens to view an action through. And today, we're handing you the controls. So you ready? Let's get started. Okay, first stop on our journey, right now, the present. But even the idea of now isn't quite as simple as it sounds. There's a huge difference between what's happening this very second and what just always happens. And to help us navigate all that, we've got two main tools in our kit, the simple present and the present progressive. Now, they might sound kind of similar, but trust me, they operate on completely different timelines. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how you can actually see the difference. Take a look at that timeline on the left. See all those little repeating X's? That's a habit, something that happens over and over again. That's your simple present. Now look at the wavy line on the right. That's an action in progress, something happening right now. And that's the present progressive. So here's the bottom line. We use the simple present for things that are just generally true. Facts, habits, the sun rises in the east. I drink coffee every single morning. But we use the present progressive for what's happening as we speak, like I am talking to you right now, or you are watching this. See the difference? One's for facts and habits, the other is for action in motion. And here's a little pro tip for you, something to keep in your back pocket. There are some verbs out there that just, they hate the ing ending. Verbs like know, believe, love, or own. They describe a state of being, not really an action. You wouldn't say I'm knowing the answer, right? You just know it. We call them stative verbs. They're kind of the quiet rebels of the present tense. All right, you ready? Let's dial that machine back. Welcome to the past. And just like the present, the past isn't just one big blob of time. It's a whole landscape of events. Some are complete stories, and some got interrupted. Our tools for exploring this landscape are the simple past and the past progressive. And choosing the right one is what makes the difference between saying an event is totally over and done with versus setting the scene for something else that happened. And wow, this slide just illustrates the idea perfectly. On the left, you see that single point in the past, an action that started and finished. Boom, done. He closed the door. Story over. But on the right, you see that ongoing action that gets cut off by something else. He was closing the door when the phone rang. The action was in progress. So for example, I walked home is a complete report. That's it. But I was watching TV when the phone rang. Now, that tells a little story, doesn't it? The main event here isn't just watching TV. It's that your TV time was interrupted by that phone call. The past progressive is all about setting that stage for the main event. Okay, now for a really cool one. This is one of my favorites. Some tenses, you see, they don't just live in one time period. The present perfect is our special bridge that connects an action from the past directly to our present moment. Here's the best way to think about it. The action happened in the past, but the result, the relevance, we're feeling it now. So if I say, I have lost my keys, the losing part happened in the past, sure, but the problem, the fact I can't find them, is happening right now. It connects that past event to the present situation. This tense has two superpowers. First, you can use it to talk about a past event without saying exactly when it happened, because honestly, the timing just isn't important. I have seen that movie. When? Doesn't matter. The point is, I've seen it. Its second superpower is describing an action that started in the past and is still true today. She has lived here for 5 years, means she started 5 years ago and she still lives here now. Ready to go deeper? Let's say you're already telling a story in the past, but you need to mention something that happened even earlier. How do you do that without totally confusing your timeline? You use the past perfect. This is my absolute favorite way to think about it. The past perfect is for telling the story before the story. It's basically the flashback tense. Your main narrative is cruising along in the simple past, and the past perfect lets you jump back for a moment to give some crucial backstory. Just imagine you're telling a friend about your bad morning. Your main story is about you arriving at the station. But first, you need to set up the problem. So you start with the event that happened before your arrival. The train had already left when I arrived at the station. See how that works? It's so clean. You have two past actions, the train leaving and you arriving. The past perfect had left makes it absolutely crystal clear which one happened first. It is the ultimate tool for ordering your past events. All right, let's fire up that time machine and leap forward. Our final stop is the future. And, talking about what's to come requires different tools depending on how certain we are. We've got to distinguish between our solid plans, our simple predictions, and those fixed schedules.
And this table here breaks it down perfectly. We use will for spontaneous decisions, or just predictions, like I think it will rain. We use be going to for plans we've already made. I am going to visit my cousin next week. And we can even use the good old simple present for fixed schedules, like a timetable. The train leaves at 8 a.m. Your choice of words signals your exact level of intention and certainty.
So there you have it, from the ongoing present to the story before the story in the past, and all the way to our plans for the future. These tenses are so much more than grammar. They are the precision tools you use to shape reality and tell your story exactly how you want it to be heard. By mastering these tenses, you've really gained control over the timeline of your own language. You can be more precise, more descriptive, and just a much more powerful communicator. So the only question left is, now that you have the controls, where in time will you go next?